Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Fairy Friday. You ever have one of those mornings where you're just like running and catching up to yourself? I'm having one of those mornings. So I see you can see the top of my head almost. Oh, anyway, there you go. It's all good. Hi, I'm Margaret Sample coming to you from the beautiful Niagara region of Ontario in Canada. And most Fridays, I bring you messages from the fairy folk using Brian Froud's beautiful Fairies Oracle deck. Two things I always like to say. One is if you are seeing this video, whether you're seeing it live or on replay on Facebook or on my YouTube channel, Spirited Insight, it is because you are meant to receive this message today. It is for you. Good morning, Leah. The second thing is sometimes I see comments and sometimes I don't, but it's a good sign that I have seen Leah's comment. And sometimes I see some comments and not others. They come in later. It's the wonders of technology. So, but I really appreciate them, and all the little thumbs up and hearts and the private messages, they just make my heart sing. So, without further ado, I am going to shuffle and see which fairy is going to come forward for us today. Ah, there's one sticking out. Oh, I love this guy. Love, love, love this guy. This is Ilbe the Retriever. Now, Ilbe is one of the helpline troop. And the helpline troop are what we generally think of as the wee folk of fairy, whether they're small or large. Like we're talking about brownies and pixies and dwarves and gnomes and giants and trolls and all of those kind of fairy folk, right? And they will often assist us in our daily lives. Although I will let you know, in case you didn't already, that sometimes they're actually cause more confusion in their attempts to help, but their hearts are in the right place. They really want to help us. They are connected with the 5 elements of fairy: earth, fire, water, air, and moonlight. And some work solo, some work in troops. They're always full of life. They're often very sassy, although Ilbe is a little bit sassy too. And they work with you anywhere, but like all fairies, out in the natural world is wonderful. Their favorite place to be. Mine too, actually. But anyway, Ilbe. He's in charge of the Office of Unclaimed Property, Hopes and Wishes, and he's very much about loyalty. Whenever I see Ilbe, I think about what kind and compassionate energy he has. I just feel it wash right over me. He really seems to look into my soul. You see what I mean? Just, oh. And he has a pearl, or perhaps a seed, that he's holding at his throat, which is our communication center, right? He is, above all, a protector. He retrieves and he keeps safe our lost hopes, our forgotten dreams, our mislaid keys, physical world as well as the whole emotional, mental, spiritual realms, right? Those hidden keys that he may have hidden in an effort to protect them from being stolen. Because, fairies kind of work that way sometimes. Or he may have hidden them to encourage us to be more tidy. One thing about Ilbe, he really wants us to be organized so that we can keep track of what's important and what's not as important, or what's getting in the way. It's funny. It's funny he's coming today from my point of view, because I spent part of the last 2 days going through 3 huge boxes of old writings I had done, and managed to get it down to one box and discovered I have a lot of chapters from a book I had written a couple of years ago with edits from my writing group. And it's like, oh, maybe I should get back at this. And now he's coming. So I'm going, oh yeah, okay. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. So that's for me already. I know that makes sense. Ilbe holds the seeds of our potential futures very carefully and delicately until we are ready to accept them, acknowledge them, return to them. And sometimes when we've given up on a dream or we fear we weren't really ready, he may arrange some subtle or not so subtle reminders for us. He might bring people or events into our lives that bring our past hopes and dreams right up front and center in our minds. And when this happens, we really need to look at them again and consider how we might manifest them, how we might take those forgotten or set aside hopes, dreams, plans, and how we can make them happen now. Ilbe always shows up to remind you of something you've lost sight of. Whether it's a hope or a dream or just something you might have thought would never be possible, but he is saying, time to reconsider. He thinks you can deal with whatever it is now. And he senses a way you can somehow bring it into your life. He sometimes is a harbinger. I love that word, harbinger, of good news, saying, hey, the dream is starting to manifest. And all we need to do is open our hearts and our minds. But usually we also need to do some work for it. So, yeah, it's like it's there, but not only do we have to be open and receptive, we also need to do some work. Okay, Ilbe also always reminds us of loyalty. Loyalty. Okay, so be loyal to yourself. Is something important to you being held back by a negative attitude or a fear? Maybe it is time to stop saying, oh, I can't do that, and investigate how you can do something like that. For example, well, what if I tried this? Or, oh, I never thought of doing that. Or, oh, so all these possibilities are about when Ilbe shows up. I'll also let you know that sometimes Ilbe is saying a particular seed, idea, hope, dream isn't ready to germinate yet, and that we need to deal with some other things first. So, is there anything you need to do to clear out or finish up or organize or tidy before it's time to plant that new seed or nurture one you have neglected for a while? Okay? Because like in a garden, sometimes you need to pull out some weeds to make space for the plants that you want. Weeds are only on plants that you don't want where they are, right? In my mind, all plants are wonderful for something somewhere. Yeah. So that's all of that. Be kind to yourself. Ilbe is saying there's a lot of us right now who really need some kindness and some compassion. We need it for ourselves. We need it for others. We need it for our dreams and our hopes. We just need some kindness and compassion. And he's bringing that along too. He also says, say what you're thinking. Say with kindness what your hopes are, what your dreams are. Say with kindness how you feel to someone. It's a good time to be. It's a good time to be doing random acts of kindness. I know this isn't normally what Ilbe is about, but I'm hearing it, so I'm saying it. He's really saying random acts of kindness to yourself and others, as well as reclaiming some of those set aside hopes and dreams. So I think that's it for Ilbe the Retriever today. And if you're interested in finding out more about me and my work, you can visit my website, www.margaretsample.com. If you are in the Niagara region and you're looking to pick up some last-minute Christmas presents or solstice presents or whatever, I have on hand quite a selection of bracelets that I make with gemstones. I have some, oh, actually you can see them in the back there, maybe, some beautiful pendulums that are also gemstones, and some necklaces that I make just like this one, only different stones. Sachets of stones, all sorts of things. So you can visit the website or visit my page and see about that stuff. I wish you a very happy Friday. Look in on your dreams. Look in on your dreams. And be well. Love to you all. Okay. Bye for now.